This is Keat Sports News, KSN. Hey, you heard that sound, huh? Y'all know what that is if you're NFL fans. Yes, welcome to a special Tuesday edition of KSN. And the reason why I didn't release this episode yesterday on Monday is because, well, I actually did record a full episode, and I was going to release it on Monday, but I decided not to because I was just unhappy throughout that episode. And the reason why I was unhappy was because I was not getting much sleep. Yeah. And I did post a KSN short update, a little channel update this week. So, yeah. So this is like my second take for this episode. My second full take, if that makes sense. All right. Luckily, this episode won't be a very long one. All right. Because I have this countdown. Yep, we're going to do this countdown one more time to talk about what I want to talk about here on these topics, this list of topics. Okay, and I'm going to play the music again, the soundtracks, on shuffle mode this time. It'll take about 40 minutes, so there are 4 topics that I want to talk about. So I'm going to take 10 minutes each. After that, I'm going to watch a couple of videos, and then I'll get to the birthdays, and then that'll be about it. So, yeah. I'll try to move at a fast pace this time because, first of all, you're probably wondering, what time is it? It's after 2 a.m. Much earlier this time. Yeah, I know, because usually, lately it's been like 3 or 4 a.m. That one episode I got done at 6 a.m., which is honestly ridiculous, so I don't want that to happen again. So, yeah. I got done watching Sports Center with Scott Van Pelt, so that just ended not too long ago. All right. Now, normally the replay of Sports Center with Jay Onright would come on at 2 a.m., but I decided to record this episode first instead of after I watch SC with Jay Onright, because I might fall asleep again, because I'd rather not fall asleep while recording, So here we go. Let's start this right now. Go. All right. So, NFL Draft. That was the big thing that happened this past weekend. If you're a big sports fan or a NFL fan, football fan. I was mainly watching round 1 on Thursday night. And rounds 2 and 3 on Friday night, I was sort of watching it, but not as much. And then Saturday was rounds 4 through 7. And I didn't pay much attention to that day 3. But I had it on. Because I have 4 TVs, which is kind of crazy, but it's really cool at the same time. Yeah, lately I've been putting 4 things at once on 4 separate TVs. I've been doing that lately. I kind of got used to doing it. Because this past weekend was a big weekend in sports, So, yeah, all right. I mentioned this before. This was the least excitement I had for the NFL draft. Mainly because there's not that many players. There weren't that many players that I got to know. From college football last season. And I usually watch quite a bit of college football, but now I can say I don't watch it as much as I did years ago. Years ago, I was really a college football junkie. So, yeah, so this year, I mean, I was looking forward to it, but again, there wasn't that many players that I was familiar with coming out of the NFL draft. I mean, obviously, we all knew who would be the number one pick, Fernando Mendoza. Oh, and speaking of Fernando Mendoza, he was in a commercial. Yeah, he was in a commercial. I'm like, wow, this dude in a commercial. And I remember last year during the college football season, they had Arch Manning in a commercial as well. So it's crazy that these youngsters, these young quarterbacks are, still going or getting paid a lot of money to be in these commercials. I do know that Arch Manning will play one more season for Texas. And I wish him well. I wish Arch well because he's a Manning, The Manning family's a football family, His grandfather, Archie Manning, played for the Saints, or I should say the Aints, because that team was not that great. And that was actually the beginning of fans wearing paper bags over their heads. The Saints were the very first team that had fans to wear paper bags over their heads. And now that's kind of become a tradition for the real bad teams, such as New York Jets. Every year it's been a losing season for the same old Jets. And speaking of the same old Jets, they could have had the first pick. They could have drafted Mendoza. Yeah, it is what it is. So coming out of the days 2 and 3, mainly day 3, because I wasn't paying attention as much because I was watching other sports, but I had it on one of the TVs as in the background. And Garrett Nussmeier, who played for LSU, I thought at first he got drafted by the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I say that because the background looks like Steelers colors. I guess it was the ESPN NFL draft graphics that look like Pittsburgh Steelers colors. But then later that night on SportsCenter, it said that he got drafted by the Kansas City Chiefs. Wow. Okay then. And let's see here. Excuse me. Better look up who is Mr. Irrelevant. Mr. Irrelevant of the 2026 NFL Draft is Red Murdoch. Played for the University of Buffalo, and now he will be for the Denver Broncos. A linebacker is Mr. Irrelevant. That's awesome. So, if the Denver Broncos will be in next year's Super Bowl, I will cheer for them. Why not? They could have gone to this year's Super Bowl if that Bo Nix injury never occurred. Yeah. Let me see. Has there been a Mr. Irrelevant that won a Super Bowl? Mr. Irrelevant. Wait, let me. Has there been a Mr. Irrelevant in the Super Bowl? Because I have no idea. Yes, multiple Mr. Irrelevant players, the final pick of the NFL draft, have played and even won the Super Bowl. While the title suggests lack of significance, several have broken the narrative. Most notably, Marty Moore, Ryan Sucop, and Brock Purdy. Out of those three, I only know Brock Purdy because, he's the quarterback. Obviously, the quarterbacks are the most well-known players. And yeah, it was only a couple years ago, Brock Purdy and the San Francisco 49ers were in that Super Bowl, and that is the main reason why I decided to cheer for the 49ers in that Super Bowl. I mean, that would have been really cool to see mystery relevant quarterback winning the Super Bowl. Marty Moore in 1994, the first mystery relevant to play in the Super Bowl, and later, Super Bowl 31, and later won Super Bowl 36 with the New England Patriots. Oh, okay. Ryan Sucop in 2009, the first mystery relevant to start and win a Super Bowl, doing so with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in Super Bowl LV. I guess that's 55. Yeah, that was when they had Tom Brady. Okay. And then Brock Purdy. So there's only been 3 players. Okay. Wow! I never knew that. I just decided to look it up. That's cool. You can ask questions and then... Well, according to Google AI, usually Google AI is correct quite a bit of times. Mystery relevant. That's kind of funny. So yeah. Alright, speaking of the NFL draft, if you saw my channel update, I did say that the short, I did say that this is a big week on this channel because I'm doing 3 episodes a week again. Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And I'm gonna do 3 videos of me watching NFL draft content. I'm gonna watch 2 old NFL draft round 1s. Okay. I will release one. I was gonna release one last night, but unfortunately, it was still uploading because I recorded that video on the same night, and I was gonna try and release it later that night, but my upload speed is so low, and that's why it took a while to upload it. So I'm gonna premiere that tonight at 6 p.m. Central Time, and then you'll see which NFL draft round 1 that I watch. Then I'll do one more on tomorrow night. Yeah. Thursday will be the next episode of KSN, and then on Friday night, I will watch a movie called NFL Draft Day, because I saw that on Peacock. So yeah. Alright, perfect timing. Let's move on to the next topic. And that is the NBA and NHL Playoffs. Playoffs? I'm kind of doing my own pardon the interruption type of episode. Yeah, PTI with Tony Kornheiser and Michael Wilbon. That's got to be the best ESPN show out there. Except their show's 30 minutes. This episode, when I did the first take, it was an hour. So I think this will be an hour again. Alright, so the NBA and NHL playoffs. It's hard to follow both because both playoffs are happening at the exact same time of the year, which I don't really like that. But at the same time, I guess that is kind of cool. Like, wow, you get to watch basketball and hockey games every night. I mean, it was like that for the regular season, but now it's the playoffs. It's hard to follow both. It's like you have to pick one or the other if you want to get into one league over the other. If I had to pick one, that's easy for me. It's the NHL, the National Hockey League. I find that more entertaining than the NBA anyways. And I have 3 older brothers, every year they do fantasy hockey. Yeah, they do fantasy hockey, but they don't do fantasy basketball. I've never done any of the fantasy sports because that's just something that I'm not really interested in doing. So, yeah. For the NBA, we'll start that first. I don't really watch games. It's funny because 5Taylor, I know you're listening. You're the one that told me about Bob Costas coming back to NBC, and he called the game a Throwback Tuesday special. And I had that game on because of you. Without you telling me that, I wouldn't have known. And I only tuned into that game to hear Bob Costas' voice because I've always liked him. So it was cool to hear him. Alright. And I also watched some of the NBA skills competition and their All-Star game. That's about it. In the playoffs, I haven't really watched an actual game. Barely. But I would usually watch the highlights that they show on SportsCenter. That's about it. Alright, so let me give you my quick thoughts on that. Okay. Let's see here. I'm just looking at the scores here because I can't really remember this stuff very well. Oklahoma City's the defending champions. I think they are the favorite to win the championship again. San Antonio. Oh, yeah. Victor Wembanyama, that tall-ass player. What is he, like 7'4"? I think it was like sometime about a week ago or so, he hit his face on the court and he got a concussion or something like that. Protocol or whatever. But he came back in their last game and he looked a lot better. He played much better, and San Antonio is a really good team. All right. Speaking of a really good team, the Boston Celtics are also a great team. They embarrassed the Philadelphia 76ers on Sunday's game. LA Lakers were playing great. They were up 3-0 over the Houston Rockets, but the Rockets won Game 4. Okay. That was on Sunday. Monday, Orlando won over the Detroit. So the Orlando Magic are up 3-1. Okay, I had one game on in the background, but I wasn't really paying attention, and that was Oklahoma City Thunder against the Phoenix Suns. The Thunder won, and they swept the Suns. I didn't realize they were up 3-0. So they're moving on. And the last game was the Minnesota Timberwolves against the Denver Nuggets. Nuggets won. Game 5, they're up 3-2. So this evening, Boston looking to win their series over the 76ers. On ESPN, we've got the Atlanta Hawks and the New York Knicks on NBC and Peacock. Game 5, the series is tied at 2 games apiece. And then San Antonio Spurs looking to close things out against the Portland Trail Blazers. That's where that game's on at 8:30. I guess it's because they're playing against Portland, even though the game's in San Antonio. That's kind of a late start on a weeknight. But that's what they do in the playoffs, just like the NHL playoffs. And now we'll go to the NHL playoffs. I'm going to tell you the games that I watched on there, or the games that I had on in the background. Going back to Friday, the Tampa Bay Lightning against the Montreal Canadiens. That game went into overtime again. I believe the first 3 games of that series went into overtime, which is crazy. Canadiens won that game in Game 3. Then I had the Edmonton Oilers against the Anaheim Ducks. The Ducks scored 7 goals. That's crazy in the playoffs. So they beat the Oilers in Game 3. Saturday, I had the Carolina Hurricanes against the Ottawa Senators. The Senators, unfortunately, got swept. I was sort of rooting for that team because of Brady Tkachuk. I think Ottawa's a cursed team, sadly. A team that isn't cursed, though, is the Buffalo Sabres. That team was cursed, but it seems like they are a much better team than the Boston Bruins. They scored 6 goals on the Bruins at the TD Garden. 6-1. That's crazy. Colorado Avalanche, they swept the LA Kings. They're moving on. Game 4 between the Lightning and the Canadiens. This time the Lightning won 3-2. And the series is tied at 2 games apiece. How about that game late Sunday night between the Oilers and the Ducks? Game 4, that ending was crazy. Did y'all think the entire puck went through the goal line? I think it did, even though you couldn't clearly see it because the Oilers goalie skate was covering the line. But to me, it looked like the entire puck went through it. So it's not like football, where you only need to have the tip of the football to cross the goal line in order to be a touchdown. You don't have to get the whole football over the goal line in order for it to count as a touchdown. Hockey's different. I guess that makes sense because a puck is so much smaller than a football, for Pete's sakes. All right. I like the Anaheim Ducks' uniforms. Yeah, orange. Their logo's pretty cool. But I think I told you this in the last episode. I actually have an Anaheim Ducks shirt because when I was still kind of growing up as a teenager, that was actually my favorite team at the time. Back then they wore like black uniforms. They had like a different logo, so this is a different team now. Yeah. But I would like to see the Edmonton Oilers win because this team lost back-to-back Stanley Cup final with Connor McDavid. All right. The games from last night: Battle of Pennsylvania, Philadelphia Flyers against the Pittsburgh Penguins. The Flyers won the first 3 games, but then the Penguins won the next 2. So they're forcing a Game 6. And then the game that ended late last night, Vegas Golden Knights, they beat the Utah Mammoth in overtime 5-4 to make the series tied 2 games apiece in Game 4. Kind of a crazy ending, too. The Mammoth goalie lost his stick. So obviously the puck was still in play. You can't just leave the net and go grab your stick. And after that, the Golden Knights scored the game-winning goal. And yeah, playoff hockey's been crazy. There's been a lot of like pushing and shoving, maybe punches thrown like after the games ended. It's crazy, man. I mean, you don't want to get hurt during the playoff hockey, you know? All right, next, the MLB, Major League Baseball. So, I'm not a big fan of it, all right? I'm not a big fan of the MLB because of all these changes that I'm not a fan of, but it is what it is. However, okay, first off, I've only watched 2 games in full. Terry, you probably know what those 2 games that I watched, all right? So I have only watched 2 games. However, every Wednesday and Friday night, they have something called MLB Strike Zone, which is basically like NFL Red Zone, where they would bounce game to game to game, commercial free. Okay? And I do like that, actually. I prefer that than Strike Zone, Because not strike zone, big inning is an MLB big inning. Sounds like I'm saying beginning. Get it? The word beginning, but I'm saying big inning. They would have multiple games on at the same time. I'm not a fan of that. Because it makes the screen look smaller on your TV. You know what I'm saying? And plus, I have 4 separate TVs. So might as well put on 4 separate programs, if that makes sense. Alright, so I prefer doing that anyways. And I like MLB Strike Zone. I would usually put that on Friday nights, and I had it on for a bit last Friday night. I mean, yes, I root for the Houston Astros, because they're the closest team to where I live. But I guess I'm not a big Houston Astros fan, because I haven't watched any of their games, like in full, if that makes sense. And yeah, I know they're not a good team. I guess you can call me spoiled. I guess I am spoiled in a way, but it is what it is. I mean, I'll root for them, you know? So, yeah, I'm not a big fan of the MLB, but I would watch it sometimes. But here's the problem with the MLB is that their season, it's during a lot of other sporting events, such as the NBA and NHL playoffs. I mean, that's more important right now because it's the playoffs, you know what I'm saying? So it's not easy, you know, if you're a sports fan in general, it's not easy to watch MLB every night, you know, unless if MLB is your number 1 favorite league, which I believe that is your number 1 favorite league, right, Five-Tayer? Or if the MLB is like the only league you watch, sports league you watch. There are some people that only watch one sports league. Even during the off-season, they'll still watch old games, old replays, movies, documentaries. Yeah, you can know a lot of the history by doing that. But I can't do that because I like to watch multiple sports leagues. Although my number 1 favorite league was the CFL last year, but during the CFL offseason, do I watch old CFL games? No, I don't, because I'm watching other sports leagues. So there you go. But I do get ESPN notifications, so that does help. And the big news for the MLB was that the Boston Red Sox fired Alex Cora. And I'm like, wow. I mean, I know the Red Sox are not a great team right now. I mean, we're still in April, and they already fired him? That's like a team going 1-3 in football, and they fired their head coach. 1-3. Okay, yeah, that's not a good start, but there are teams that have gone 1-3, and they would win the next 7 games in a row, which is not easy going on a winning streak. But if you're 1-3, and let's say you win the next 7 out of 10 games, okay, that means you are you're 8-6, right? You're 1-3 in football, and you win the next 7 out of 10 games. That means you lost 3 more, but you won 7 more. You're 8-6. 8-6. You're having a winning record. So let's see. Let's look at the Boston Red Sox standings. They're 12-17. Okay, yeah, they're in last place in the American League East. But what if they win the next 15 out of their next 20 games? I mean, that's not easy, but that has happened before. If they win the next 15 out of their next 20 games, so that means they lose 5 more games, but they win 15 more games, they would be 27-22. That means they'll have a winning record. I'm just saying, because we're still in April, like I said, but again, they're in this hole that they have to get themselves out of, which is not easy, and that's going to take a lot of time, though. Okay? But here is the weird thing. The weirdest thing about Alex Cora getting fired. He got fired after the Red Sox won their game. The same day Cora got fired, the Red Sox won their game. That is really weird to me. I guess the office and Cora were not getting along and they decided to part ways or something. I don't know, but damn. Red Sox no longer have Alex Cora as their manager. And yeah, I know Cora used to be with the Houston Astros. He was, I believe, one of their base coaches or pitching coaches. Part of the cheating scandal back in 2017. But the following year, in 2018, that was Cora's first year as the Red Sox manager, I want to say, and he won the World Series. His team won the 2018 World Series. Their record was 108-54, which is really good, and they won the World Series pretty easily. They were clearly the best team. But that was 2018. Here we are in 2026, almost 6 or 8 years later. And yeah, a lot has changed. Back then they had Mookie Betts, you know, before he went to the LA Dodgers. So yeah, so that's kind of a shame. Alex Cora no longer the Red Sox manager. I heard that the American League East is the toughest division, not only in the American League, but in all of the MLB, and that's probably true. Okay, the Toronto Blue Jays, the World Series runner-up, they're having a losing record. They're 12-16 right now. They're also in this hole they have to get themselves out of. The New York Yankees are in first place. They're 19-10. That, I believe I did pick them to win that division. I think they are going to get better. I think they're going to have a better season than last season, mainly because they're going to have Garrett Cole back. The American League Central, my surprising team was the Kansas City Royals winning that division. Unfortunately, so far, that hasn't aged well. They're in last place. They're 11-17. American League West, the Houston Astros are in last place, 11-18. Are they going to fire their manager next, Joe Espada? And I'll be honest, ever since Dusty Baker retired, I just knew the Houston Astros are not going to be as good. I just had a feeling that their golden era's over, and it was. After the 2023 season, that was the beginning of the downfall for the Houston Astros. So it was a wonderful journey. It was a fun ride watching the Astros domination from 2017 to 2023. And they were in the American League Championship Series all those years. That is impressive. Yeah. 7 in a row, I believe. That's crazy. But the surprising part, both the Philadelphia Phillies and the New York Mets are 9-19? What the heck? What? Those teams are tied in last place. What a damn shame. The Atlanta Braves are dominating right now. They're 20-9. LA Dodgers are also 20-9. San Diego Padres are right behind them. But again, it's only late April. A lot can change, obviously. We still have a good 5 months left of the season. All right, time's up. Got to go to the... Yeah, I'm playing by the clock. All right. Otherwise, if I had all the time in the world, I would talk more about these categories, but it is what it is. However, if you do like it like this, me talking at a faster pace, then maybe I can do more of these. But I'm mainly doing this because of the NFL draft. You're on the clock. You know, the next pick. But in this case, it's the next topic to talk about, and that is the UFL, the United Football League. Man, I love the UFL. The UFL might be my #1 favorite league now. Yeah. I did say earlier that the CFL is my number one favorite league. Last year it was, but this year it might not be anymore. Mainly because the CFL, they're having some new changes that don't really want to see, but I guess I am looking forward to see how the new game of Canadian football plays out. But a lot of people aren't happy about that. However, the major changes are next year, 2027. The smaller changes are this season. So last year was like the last real or full Canadian football rules. This is kind of like, I don't know, 75%, 3/4. Next year will be like half Canadian, half American football. Yeah. So if I don't like the CFL as much as I did last year, then the UFL will be my number one favorite league. But it's the CFL off season, so anyways, the UFL, I love it more than ever. Much better than last year's for sure. Thanks to that new owner, Mike Rapoli. That guy is awesome. That just shows you he is doing it for the fans. He's not just doing it for the money. He's doing it for the fans as well. Because obviously, you gotta have fans. You gotta have fans in the seats. That equals money. You also gotta have fans tuning into the games. That also equals money. So I can tell the league is growing. It is. It's improving. It's in a much better place than it was the past couple of seasons. The only weird thing is that the runner-up in last year's UFL championship game, the Michigan Panthers, are no longer a team. That's the weird part. I guess the city of Detroit, Michigan, they don't care about their UFL team. So they introduced 3 new teams. Another team that got let go was the Memphis Showboats and the San Antonio Brahmas. Those two I'm okay with them leaving, especially the Memphis Showboats. It seemed like they had the least amount of fans in attendance. So they introduced 3 new teams: Louisville Kings, Columbus Aviators, and the Orlando Storm. And those cities, those fans, they care about those teams in their city. I like that. So, yeah, and for the past couple of weeks, I've been catching up. I decided to watch all the UFL games, play all of them in order. Because that's how you do it. Because you notice how none of the UFL games are on at the exact same time, because there's only 8 teams, 4 teams each week. All right. Sometimes it's one game on a Thursday night, one game Friday, one game Saturday, one game Sunday. The CFL's like that too. All right. So yeah, I decided, because I still have YouTube TV. Might as well get our money's worth, right? And I recorded all the games, so that's awesome. That's the best part about having YouTube TV, is recording this stuff. Because you're not always going to be available watching it live. You might have to do something. And you might have to do something that you're going to miss the game. But make sure you have it recorded. And you can watch it on your free time. And the real amazing part is skipping through the commercials. You can watch a 3-hour game in a little over 2 hours. You can save 45 minutes. But the only bad thing, or the only downside, is you try not to get spoiled. Thankfully, I never got spoiled watching a UFL game. Maybe it's because the UFL is not that popular. If I want to watch an NBA playoff game or an NHL playoff game, yeah, the chances of me getting spoiled are higher. That's how that works, because I do get the ESPN notifications, although I can turn that off if I want to. So yeah, as of me speaking, I am almost all caught up. I only have one game left. That is the latest game, the Louisville Kings against the Dallas Renegades. So I might watch that. I don't have to watch it tonight, because I'm planning on watching some old wrestling. Alright? I'm trying to get back into watching old wrestling on a weekly basis after last week's gigantic WrestleMania weekend. Alright? yeah, because I know the next UFL game is Thursday night, so maybe I'll watch the Thursday night game live. Maybe this weekend I'll watch, maybe not all the UFL games live, but maybe some of them live. I'm going to try and watch the Gamblers games live, because that is my favorite team. They are the closest team. And man, I love the UFL. I really like it. This makes me really want to go to a game next season. Not this season, because I just went to Houston not too long ago for the World Baseball Classic. Because, that's every couple of years, and that was Houston's first time hosting it. I'm hoping next year the Gamblers will stay. I think they will, because last year they were known as the Houston Roughnecks. And remember, I was kind of ranting that, hey, they should not be the Roughnecks. They should be the Gamblers, because they were in the USFL conference. The Gamblers were a USFL team, and plus the Gamblers uniform looks better. And wow, Mike Rapoli, he took my advice, basically. He got rid of divisions, and he brought back the Roughnecks. I like that. Yeah, pretty much all the changes that I want to happen. That's why I love the UFL more than I've ever. Yeah. And remember that game? What game was it? I think it was Louisville. Louisville against Orlando Storm a couple of weeks ago. They had that weird ending that went into overtime, and then there was multiple penalties, or back-to-back penalties, I think, or I forgot what the penalties were exactly, but that basically ended the game, even though the touchdown catch wasn't made. That's how the game ended, and apparently that was part of the rules. But I did not like that, and I'm sure most people did not like that ending. So then Mike Rapoli decided to change that, get rid of that rule the following week. Wow, we don't have to wait until next season for that rule change. That's awesome. That is wow, man, that is amazing. Shout out to Mike Rapoli. So, I'm not going to talk about all the games that I've watched because I'm on the clock, but the games that I remember watching that are pretty good games here. Let's see here. Yeah, the Gamblers, they played against the Kings, and it looked like the Gamblers, to me, they should have won that game because they kicked a field goal that went as high as the top of the upright, and it looked like it went through. But the officials said no good, and I'm like, what? And the Gamblers had a challenge, but they didn't challenge that. And this was under the 2-minute warning. Yeah, I think you can challenge at any time. It's not like the NFL where you can only challenge at a certain time of the game. The Gamblers should have won that game, but oh well. St. Louis Battlehawks against the DC Defenders, that's always an intriguing game. That's like a rivalry now. The DC Defenders have that snake, the Snake Cup, whatever that's called. Geez, it's crazy. That's their tradition. The Birmingham Stallions got shut out against the Orlando Storm. And then the game after that, the Birmingham Stallions played. So I watched 2 Birmingham Stallions games back to back. Isn't that funny? And yeah, this is a different Stallions team compared to a couple years ago with Skip Holtz, where they won 3 Spring Football League championships. So, yeah, based on what I saw, I think the best team is the DC Defenders. And the Defenders will be hosting the UFL championship game. I guess that makes sense because they won last year's UFL championship game. The defending Defenders. Get it? Alright, the music stopped and the timer has stopped. Alright, so next there are 2 videos that I want to watch. Alright, okay, so we don't have the countdown. We can get rid of that now. Alright, so there are 2 videos that I want to watch, and they're both wrestling related. Okay? So you know how when you're on YouTube, you go to your your homepage, and a lot of times you'll see like random videos of YouTube channels that you've never seen before. You know, like I guess they're called recommendations. Well, sometimes I play YouTube on my TV, right? And then like under the video that got done playing, there was a list of other videos that you can check out. Well, I saw this video. When I say saw, I didn't actually watch it. I decided to save it on this episode of KSN, but I saw the thumbnail and the title of the video. It was a very small YouTuber that gave his thoughts on WrestleMania. So, let me see here. Let me go to his channel. His username is Mudman Adventures. I think he has the same amount of subscribers as me. So he did a video called WrestleMania was very predictable again this year. So I'm gonna hear what the man has to say. I don't know if he's a big time wrestling fan. Maybe he only watches WrestleMania. I don't know. This is my first time checking him out. So we're gonna play this video here. And see what he has to say. And then after this, I'm gonna play a Tyrone Magnus video that I saw he uploaded sometime. I think it was before. I think it was like right after the last episode of KSN. So, yeah. Okay, here we go. Let's hear what he has to say. Wait, here we go. Oh, wait. Oh, it's muted. Excuse me. Oh, the tab was muted. Here we go.
So, WrestleMania was last weekend. And I watched both nights. And it was very predictable. Very predictable. I mean, yeah, probably the only thing that really shocked me, surprised me, Bianca Belair having a youngin', she's pregnant. I didn't think the Pat McAfee deal was necessary. I just think that it was lackluster. I mean, the women's title match was with Liv and Stephanie took like 6-7 minutes. Ain't enough for a match. Really,
he said 6-7.
Slap in the face, both superstars. I'm not a big fan of Roman Reigns being champion again.
That part.
Punk is Punk.
That part was predictable to me.
He's what it is. Cody and Orton, well, there it is. Predictable. And it's been a long time since I've been thoroughly shocked by anything they do, WWE-wise. And for a long time, not recent memory, but a long time, Monday Night Nitro, Raw after WrestleMania was the show to watch. Was what happened, and it was an average show. And
I was wearing my Monday Night Nitro shirt.
Since they done the TKO deal,
WCW,
bought them out, it ain't the same. They're not the same.
Yeah, that's what people say. I heard.
And now we're in bed with ESPN.
We can call this.
And I don't want to see. If I'm watching PLE, I don't want to see no damn commercials. I mean,
yeah.
And
people are unhappy about that.
Another thing that gets me, I read about it. These overzealous fans are trying to get autograph from these wrestlers at odd places. Or I mean, one wrestler got groped. If you're going to meet somebody, do it at one of their events where you can sign, not away from in a bathroom or, I mean, it's just,
what the
these wrestlers are human. Like you and me. Yeah. they wrestle in the ring, but outside the ring, there's like you and me, normal folks. And it just kills me that these overzealous fans, oh, Baba, oh, Baba. I've never been starstruck over somebody. So like I said, these fans, they're hardcore fans.
Yep.
Overzealous. And just be respectful of these wrestlers away from the ring. I mean, if they say no, they say, hey, I got to get on a plane. I'm sorry. But fans just overjealous. And it happens around each event, around like that. They're overzealous fans. I'm not going to drag my youngin' 2 a.m. to meet one of the wrestlers. That's not fair for me. Not fair for my son. If they was still young. But I don't know. WWE has changed.
Yep. It has
Not
changed a
better.
lot.
I mean, and when you got dirt sheets out there telling you what's going to happen, like Paige, I knew she'd signed, so I figured she's going to show up. So it's been a while since I've been surprised, and that ain't going to change. WWE wise. Anyway, thanks for watching. Later. Bye.
Okay. Yeah, somehow oh crap. They play the next video. Somehow this video got recommended, which is kind of crazy. Yeah, he said it was predictable. Some of it was kind of predictable to me. Like, I knew Roman was going to win. Like, I just had a feeling that Roman Reigns is going to win because he won the Royal Rumble and he lost at last year's WrestleMania and the year before. So it's like, okay, WWE, they're not going to let Roman lose 3 consecutive manias. You know, that would be crazy. I wanted Punk to win, though. However, I'm okay with Roman being champion because I would like to see, I'm sure a lot of people would like to see Obafemi take the title off of Roman Reigns. I think that has to happen. It might not happen for a while. Maybe Obafemi will win next year's Royal Rumble, and then he'll have his WrestleMania moment. Another WrestleMania moment next year. Well, oh, dang it. The only sad part, the only downside, it's going to be at Saudi Arabia. Damn it. Saudi Arabia hosting next year's WrestleMania. I am not looking forward to that. Because every time I try to tune in, every time I try to watch an event that they were in Saudi Arabia, it always sucks. I don't know what it is. Ugh. Was the Royal Rumble good? I didn't watch it, even though I was going to try to watch it, but I was tired all day. So maybe Obafemi and Roman Reigns will battle it out at SummerSlam, or maybe Survivor Series. I don't know, but I know that it's gonna be before he fights Oba, before we get Oba versus Roman. Roman's gonna face Jacob Fatu, right? I don't know if it's gonna be at Backlash. Backlash is the next premium live event. That is coming up, though. Will I watch it? It depends on the matches, on the match card. And if I do watch it, I'll see if Tyrone Magnus also watches it. Which leads to Tyrone Magnus's video that I found. So, he released a video, I think it was like not too long after I released the last episode of KSN. It was... yeah. Apparently, oh my gosh, quite a bit of wrestlers got released. Like after WrestleMania. And I'm looking at the thumbnail. Is that Kairi Sane? Did Kairi Sane got released? If so, damn, that's a damn shame. Because wasn't Kairi Sane at WrestleMania? She kind of helped Rhea Ripley defeated Jade Cargill. That was Kairi Sane, right? Oh, wait, no. No. I'm thinking about Io Sky. I got mixed up because Kairi Sane and Io Sky, they look alike. Isn't... Yeah, Kairi Sane is with Asuka. Io Sky is a singles competitor. So I'm thinking about... Okay, I got mixed up, sorry, between Io Sky and Kairi Sane. But they're both Japanese wrestlers. All right. Of course, we know Asuka. Okay. So let's see this list here.
All right. So several people have been telling me that WWE did a massive release of talent and people are pissed off. So
okay, here's the list here. Bo Dallas, Uncle Howdy, Nikki Cross. I've heard of them. Joe Gacy, I never heard of him. Eric Rowan, I've heard of him. Dexter Lumis, not familiar with him. Kairi Sane. Kairi Sane is on the list. What about Io Sky? I don't know. Motor City Machine Guns, I never heard of that tag team. Aleister Black, wait. Didn't he just came back to WWE like the past year or two? Zelina Vega. I'm familiar with some of these names. Santos Escobar, never heard of him. Zoe Stark, also never heard of him. See, because there was I wasn't watching the product very much over the past couple of years, so obviously there's going to be quite a bit of wrestlers that I've never heard of. Alba Fire, never heard of him or her. Don't know if that's a male or a female. Apollo Crews, I remember him. Andre Chase, never heard of him. Dante Chen, no, never heard of him. Tyra May Steele, never heard of him or her. Chris Island, no. Tyreek, no. Trill London, no. Serena Linton, no. Luca Crucifino, no. Malik Blade, no. Okay, so most of these I've never heard of, but some of these I've heard of. The surprising one to me is Aleister Black. Although Aleister Black wasn't at WrestleMania. Kairi Sane is also a surprise. Okay, so I got mixed up again between Kairi Sane and Io Sky. All right, let's continue here.
I heard about a few of them.
That's a long ass list.
Over on NXT. So
wait, let's count. Let's count first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Oh my gosh. That's a long, big list.
Let me go. As a matter of fact, let me go through the whole list.
Crazy. You just made a list.
And then I will double back.
Chris Jericho.
How I feel. Okay. Bo Dallas. Uncle Howdy. So I hear the whole Wyatt Six. Nikki Cross, Joe Gacy, Eric Rowan, Dexter Lumis, Kairi Sane. I'll be back.
That is just insane. Get it? Mm-hmm.
Motor City Machine Guns, Aleister Black, Zelina Vega, Santos Escobar, Zoe Stark, Alba Fire, Apollo Crews, Andre Chase, Dante Chen, Tyra May Steele, Chris Island, Tyreek, was that Igwe? Trill London, Serena Linton, Luca Crucifino, Malik Blade, and Tyson DuPont. Now, as you guys know, I don't really watch NXT like that, and like I said, I heard a lot of them were from NXT.
Oh,
so there's a lot of names here that I do not recognize.
A lot of these
However,
from NXT.
There are a few that I do.
So a lot of these were from NXT that never made the main roster. Isn't that a damn shame? Because isn't NXT about the upcoming future wrestlers? And a bunch of them got released? What? See, yeah, I've also never really watched NXT because that's like, I mean, I look at NXT as like the third show because you got Monday Night Raw, SmackDown, that's been around for a long time. NXT, actually, believe it or not, NXT's been around since 2010, so that is quite a while, but it's not the same NXT as it was like in the 2010s. I feel like they should change the name of that program. It should be a different name, in my opinion. But back when I got into the WWE, I never really got into NXT. Because that, that's just like, that's a lot of wrestling to watch, But it's crazy. There are some wrestling junkie fans out there. They'll watch wrestling almost every night. Monday Night Raw. I think NXT's on Tuesday nights. Used to be on Wednesday nights, but the reason why it's no longer on Wednesday nights is because Wednesday night is AEW Dynamite. Thursday night is actually TNA Impact Wrestling on AMC. Friday night is SmackDown. There was another AEW show on Saturday night called Collision. And then Sunday will be sometimes a pay-per-view or a premium live event. You can watch wrestling for an entire week almost. Or you can treat Sunday night as old wrestling night. I bet there are people that watch pro wrestling every single night. That's crazy. I wonder if any of my favorite pro wrestling podcasts have got into watching pro wrestling every night. Because, I listen to multiple pro wrestling shows, but they mainly talk about WWE. They talk about WWE more than the other organizations because it's WWE. It's the number one most popular wrestling organization ever. Now, some fans, they do like AEW more than WWE, but they'll never be as popular as WWE. That's like me with the UFL and the NFL. I like the UFL a lot more than the NFL, but I know for sure the UFL will never be as popular as the NFL. It's the same with, the pro wrestling leagues, organizations. So, anyways, you get the picture. I'm about to probably get a snack on some Zaps. New Orleans style mesquite barbecue.
Now, for me personally, the whole Aleister Black, Zelina Vega thing was not working for me. To me, Aleister Black is too dark of a character for me. All the symbolism and crazy stuff. I know who it's a play on, and that's some deep, dark stuff, and that doesn't work for me. So it never worked for me. He's a good wrestler, but it never worked for me. Now, I did like his wife when she was a singles competitor. I don't know why she's not anymore. I don't know if she's hurt or whatever. I thought Zelina Vega was good. Don't know why they just stopped her from doing singles competition pretty much altogether and paired him with her. Paired her with him. But I did like her. Sorry to see her go. I've seen the Motor City Machine Guns, and they're pretty damn good. But I guess they weren't getting over enough. Now, as far as the White Six go, They are another gimmick that doesn't work for me, man.
Yeah, apparently, so the Wyatt Sticks, I guess I have to say was, because they're no longer in WWE, a wrestling stable. It's basically a tribute to Bray Wyatt. Yeah. And I read about them. They were not active very much. For some reason, that team or that stable or that faction, they were not on wrestling TV very much. All of them. Bo Dallas, Nikki Cross, Joe Gacy, Eric Rowan. They were not on TV very much. I'm like, what is going on with this team? Why aren't they active? You know? But like I said, I know I don't watch the product full time, but from time to time I might find something on the internet or even on YouTube, social media, on big news. And then sometimes I'll listen to pro wrestling. By the way, I'm still listening to pro wrestling podcasts because last week, this is what I'm about to sound. What I'm about to say is gonna sound weird to you, but I'm gonna be honest. Last week, I listened nothing but pro wrestling talk of them giving their thoughts on the past couple of weeks of Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown, mainly the Pat McAfee storyline. I wanted to hear their thoughts on that first. And that took a lot of time because I listened to like 4 wrestling podcasts with different people on it. And they're really good. They are really good. So this week I'm finally getting into them talk about WrestleMania 42 a couple of weeks ago. I'm going to finally hear their thoughts on WrestleMania 42. So yeah, it's going to be pretty much another full week of pro wrestling talk. And then after that, I'll get back into watching or listening to my other favorite podcasts. I have so many favorite podcasts. It's hard to keep up with all of them because if you listen, it takes a lot of time to listen to a lot of them. It does. But man, yeah, so there you go. Let's continue.
It's got a real hokey camp to it. It just doesn't work for me. And it never has now. You got to remember that I'm just coming back pretty much within the last couple of years. So there's several things that I missed. I heard that they did a whole backstage beatdown type of thing where everybody was laid out. And the Y6 did it. And it was kind of like a, whole promo thing that they did or whatever. I've heard it was pretty cool. Maybe it was at one point. Of course, they're a continuation of what Bray was doing, and he passed away. So, Bo was his brother, and Bo was actually good, but it just, whenever they came on, I didn't care. You know what I'm saying? And so I get it. I understand why. I never like to hear about releases because these are people that, but sometimes they're blessings in disguise. Some people go other places and get over. They go to Japan, they go to Indies, they go to AEW, and they get over. So sometimes when I hear about releases, I'm not sad. I just know it's the nature of the business. For some people, it's for a lot of wrestlers, it's been a blessing in disguise to be released. So now the one that actually surprised me, I really wasn't surprised with any. By the way, they haven't been using Apollo Crews right forever. I remember when he first came in, I was loving him. And then I heard they had a Nigerian warrior type gimmick that they did with him that was pretty good. I never saw that. But the one that surprised me, you know what I'm going to say? Kyrie. Like, I was like, you're kidding me, right? First of all, Kyrie's good. Second,
Yep.
they had a whole storyline with her and Asuka. You just knew eventually, sooner or later.
You know what? I actually saw Kairi Sane and Asuka in person when I went to my last pro wrestling show, WWE Friday Night SmackDown. I think it was like 10 days after SummerSlam in August. Yeah, they were in a tag team match. I forgot who they're facing, but I think they were the first match of the show. I just remember. I remember their theme song too. Yeah, man.
She was going to turn on Asuka, and they would have a feud. I can't believe, like, that's the one right there that I couldn't believe when I heard. I was like, what? Why? Like, why?
In the middle of a
I
storyline.
don't get it. That's the one I don't get.
That sucks.
A lot of the others, just things. First of all, and remember, for the ones that who I don't know from NXT, they may be fabulous. I don't know. I can't speak on them. I'm only speaking on the people's names that I've heard, okay, and that I've seen work.
See, Tyrone and I, we're kind of alike. So, pretty much the ones that he knows, I also know as well. Because neither of us watches NXT.
I can't believe they got rid of Kyrie. I don't like that at all.
At first, I thought that was Io Sky, really, but no, it's Kairi Sane.
I wish definitely the best for all of them to keep working. But for me as a fan, especially Kyrie, I do not like that. They need to bring her back like they did with R-Truth. Like, come on now. Come on. And I know what I don't like, though, when R-Truth came back, you know, he was Ron Killings, and then they totally switched it up. Made him be funny again. I really wanted to see where that gimmick would go. Thanks, WWE.
I did, too.
I hate that. I hate when they do dumb stuff like that. They just stop these storylines and gimmicks in their tracks. Stupid.
Look at that profile picture of his.
Anyway, post your comments down below. Let me know what you feel about the situation, and I will talk to y'all later. 10 million subscribers. Woo.
Wow, Tyrone, he updated his profile picture. Okay, there's one more video he did. I saw one. Yeah, look. Hashtag We Want Kyrie is trending number 2 on Twitter. Let's see this one about.
Oh, boy. So,
woo! That's what he says.
WWE is going through
the Ric Flair woo.
Backlash.
He put Vince McMahon.
After their release list came out. And if you go to Twitter,
Stone Cold!
They have trending.
R-Truth!
We want Kyrie.
We want Wyatt Sticks. Or
and
6.
And we want Wyatt 6. In sports. I'm like, yo.
Whew.
Both of them are trending.
Didn't this happen when R-Truth got released last year, and then they brought him back like a month later? All right, let's hope they do the same with Kairi Sane. Let's hope they bring her back maybe at SummerSlam. Maybe it'll be oh man, if she comes back, the crowd would go crazy.
And We Want Kyrie got up to number 2. I don't know if it's still number 2, but they got up to number 2. So, after Triple H posted you know, hyping up the pay-per-view, it got hijacked.
Damn.
It says here, Kairi Sane's WWE release is already causing backlash. And now, Triple H is right in the middle of it in a big way. Just one day after reports noted that Kairi Sane was part of WWE's latest round of releases, Triple H dropped a standard promotional post on Twitter on April 25th, 2026, revealing a new Backlash poster featuring Roman Reigns front and center. Instead of hyping the show, fans immediately turned the replies into reaction threads about the cuts. Sane's name kept coming up. One fan didn't hold back, using the moment to vent frustration over WWE's recent decisions and calling it out the handling of talent like Sane. Quote, F you, man. You're creatively bankrupt and you are just TKO's little... Damn.
Ooh.
Like really releasing the best tag team on your roster because you don't care about tag team wrestling, and Kairi Sane just waiting for the day that you get fired because it will come. Another reply shifted the focus to the growing list of releases pushing for WWE leadership to reverse course and bring several names back. Quote, no one is watching this. Tell Ari and rehire Zelina, Kyrie, Black, MCMG, and Santos. Others pointed to Sane's recent booking, arguing her release didn't line up with the direction WWE had been taking with her character. No, it didn't. Quote, firing Kyrie after spending a whole year building up her face turn. Other fans also started a "We Want Kyrie" thread for good measure. And for some, the reaction was blunt, making it clear the release overshadowed anything WWE was trying to promote. Quote, after what you did to Kyrie, we do not care. F you, Hunter, we want Kyrie.
Wow.
The reaction shows just how quickly fan sentiment can shift, especially when a major release happens at the same time of WWE is promoting upcoming events. Bottom line, Triple H tried to hype Backlash, but fans used the moment to push back hard. Man. I signed the change.org and I shared it on my YouTube wall, community wall, and I shared it on Twitter. I gotta go share it on Facebook. But yeah, I wanted Kyrie to stay. I don't like the fact that, you know what I'm saying, and the fact fans started a change.org, the fact that they got it trending number 2. Like I said, the White 6-1 is trending too. I was just like, wow. Like, the fans are not playing. The fans are not playing, man. This is, you know, here's the thing, you know, I don't know exactly who's responsible for it. People are saying Triple H. People are saying, like, basically they gave him a budget type of thing. And it's like, well, he had to cut a certain amount of people to meet whatever the overheads were saying about him. I mean, we're you know, with the overheads, to meet the overheads, to meet their numbers, to meet whatever their bottom line is, he had to cut a certain amount of people. So I don't know what the hell is going on. Right now, I'm looking at trending again. We got Motorsports trending. Next is We Want Wyatt 6. That's next. Wow. Wow, man. And let me see here. So I guess that's the overall. And then if you come over to sports, We Want Wyatt 6. Stone Cold is trending. What the hell is Stone Cold trending for? We want Kyrie and R-Truth. This is all wrestling. This is all wrestling trending right now.
Crazy.
Wow. Well,
Backlash.
Truth, I'm really pulling for Kyrie.
Yeah, I
A lot
am
of you
too.
have been watching Wyatt 6 longer than me. I kind of came when they were on their, downward trajectory as far as fame and popularity and whatever they were doing with them went. So, like I said, I heard they had some real cool stuff when they first introduced them. So, people want the White Six Pack too. So, I mean, they need to listen to the fans. When you're like, huh? When the fans are like, huh? What?
Yeah.
Then you ain't doing the right thing.
You're making them unhappy.
It is what it is. Post comments down below. Let me know what you think. And if you enjoyed my thoughts and commentary, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. 10 million subscribers. Woo!
Yeah, he does that Ric Flair woo at the end. Ric Flair, one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. Oh, wow, man. A lot of wrestling was trending. WWE. Yeah, they were all WWE wrestlers trending, man. You see, that just shows you how popular the WWE really is. For real. It really is worldwide now. Man. And that other guy that I was watching, I forgot his name, but that got recommended somehow. Yeah, he's unhappy about the damn commercials on the premium live events. And I'm just like, yeah, I noticed that too when I was watching WrestleMania, like it wasn't like that back when I really got into the product. They had less commercials. Actually, I think it was only WWE related commercials. They would advertise WWEshop.com mainly, or like the upcoming schedule. That's about it. Maybe Snickers. I know back then Snickers was always the sponsor. So I think they would show a Snickers commercial. I remember Cricket was also involved. Smile, you're on Cricket. But that's about it. They didn't have much advertising or ads back then. Now they got a ton of ads. Like, what the hell is going on? It's like ever since Vince McMahon left and TKO took over, things haven't been quite the same, We might as well call this the TKO era. This has to be the name of this current era that we're in right now with the WWE. That is called the TKO era. You know how Randy Orton says the most dangerous 3 letters in all of sports entertainment, RKO? Instead, it's TKO. I saw a comment of someone saying that the 3 most dangerous letters in all of WWE. It's not RKO, it's TKO. That made me laugh, and that made a lot of people laugh because it's unfortunately, that is the truth. TKO is making the product go crazy that makes the fans go crazy. And then, I watched Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown after WrestleMania. There were a lot of commercials, but, that I'm okay with because it's, regular televised show, even though it's, Monday Night Raw's on Netflix. But the premium live events, why are there a lot of commercials? And the other guy that I was watching, he said that the women's matches at WrestleMania were pretty short, and they were. They were about 7 or 8 minutes. At WrestleMania? Really? That is a bummer. That I bet the women wrestlers are not happy about that. I don't know why the product is like this now with all these commercials and all that crap. But it's just yeah, it's so weird, man. But you know what? part of me is glad that I don't watch the product full time. Because if I watch it full time, I'm afraid I'm going to get angrier and angrier and angrier throughout the year. I don't know, maybe not. But I mean, hey, I'll be honest, it was entertaining. WrestleMania was entertaining in a way. Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown, it was entertaining. Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania, it could have been much better, honestly. But SmackDown was better, in my opinion, than Monday Night Raw. And by the way, I did not watch last night's Raw episode. I did not watch. I decided not to because I wanted to watch old wrestling again. So the next time I'll probably watch the WWE is Backlash. That's the next premium live event. But it depends on who's in the matches. Because if I look at the match cards and none of them seem exciting to me, I'm not going to watch it. But WrestleMania, quite a bit of the matches were intriguing. Okay? So, what I'm curious the most is what's next for Oba Femi. Oba Femi, wow, that has to be, he has to be the next big star. And you know how they were chanting their name like Goldberg from WCW? Well, Goldberg was on an undefeated streak for a while. Oba Femi should also go on a long undefeated streak and just beat everyone. I think that would be awesome. That would be awesome. He needs to be a future champion. I mean, this guy, you can just tell, man, by his entrance and the crowd reaction and the way his physique, the way he wrestles, man. This guy, this is, Hey, Brock Lesnar was the next big thing in 2002, which was known as the Ruthless Aggression era. I hope this is not really the end for Brock Lesnar. But, you know, when you take off your boots and place them in the middle of the ring, that usually means a sign that you're done. You're done wrestling, even though he looked really good in this match, you know. Because he was suplexing, he was doing German suplexes on Oba. He even did his finishing move, the F5 on Oba, and like, damn. Like, very powerful, and then that was so unexpected. So, yeah. WWE, man, pretty wild. So hopefully Kairi Sane comes back. And that's crazy. That is a long list. That is a lot of names that got released, even though most of them I've never heard of before, but they were from NXT. Wow. The last time something like that happened was in 2020, and that happened because of the pandemic era. But this is different, you know. Well, man. All right, we're now going to get to the birthdays. This episode is actually longer than I thought because you heard me got into talking about wrestling because of the videos. So, all right. So because I'll do 3 episodes a week again on Thursday and Saturday, I will do belated birthday and today's birthday. All right, so I'm not going to do happy early birthday because tomorrow's birthdays will be belated birthday on Thursday, if that makes sense. All right. And yeah, I have been doing 3 episodes a week lately because, remember, I missed 2 weeks almost a month ago because of the Classic Super Sluggers tournament, so it's like I'm making it up. I'm making up those days that I missed, even though I'm really not, in a way. This might become a permanent thing on this channel because we're in a busy time in sports. We are. There's a lot to talk about. There's a lot going on. It's the spring season. And then when summer comes, there will be more to talk about. So I think it's better if I do 3 episodes a week instead of 2 a week. Because if I do 2 a week, those 2 episodes will be longer episodes than the 3 episodes a week, if that makes sense. I don't have to talk as much sports for the 3 weeks, for the 3 episodes a week instead of the 2 episodes a week. I'm not saying that this will be a permanent change, but it sort of is right now. Some weeks might be 2 weeks, but the way it's going, it might be 3 weeks from now on. Unless if I say, hey, this week it'll be 2 episodes. But hey, so. But again, there is a lot to talk about. And you know what? I gotta be honest. You remember I said that not too long ago that I was considering ending this podcast after the World Cup. And then the more I thought of that, the more likely I do want to end this podcast. However, lately, and as of right now, I'm actually enjoying making these episodes. Isn't that weird how your mind changes like that? Like, I'm like this one week, and this other week, I'm like, man, I don't feel like doing the KSN episodes, man. I think I'm gonna end it for real. I think I'm gonna end it for real after the World Cup. I know it sucks, but it's probably best for me because I haven't been, getting much sleep. Don't be surprised if I end this podcast after the World Cup. But you know what's weird? That wasn't that long ago, right? Now I'm kind of enjoying making the episodes. Maybe it's because I'm used to doing 3 episodes a week. It's like my mind is saying, Keith, gotta do the next episode of KSN. Don't forget. But here's the thing. I feel like I would enjoy this more if more people follow this channel, this podcast. It would be nice to get more comments because I would like to hear your thoughts. But a lot of times, I don't hear your thoughts. Only from 5Tayer, So that part is disappointing to me. I mean, I don't know how to make this channel grow, Like, I'm not doing this as a job, even though it may seem like I am because I'm doing this a lot. It's like I'm acting like it is my job. Tyrone Magnus, he has over 2 million subscribers, and he does this as a job. As a matter of fact, he does this for a living. He does this as his career. I mean, that is good for him. Again, I'm doing this for fun because I got into listening to podcasts, and that kind of wanted me to make my own podcast, and then here we are. I'm still doing it, but there might be a time where I might not do it anymore. But I'm going to keep going. I did say that I'm going to keep going until the World Cup ends, which is in about less than 3 months. I think the World Cup final, I look at their schedule, I think it's on July the 19th. So after July 19th, I guess the episode after the 19th of July, I'll make my decision if I want to keep doing this podcast. But again, as of right now, I do like doing this podcast, but at the same time, it would be nice to get more comments on the bright side, I've noticed that some of the recent episodes have gotten more views. The views have gone up a bit, so that's good. That's a good thing, because if the views were still very low, that would be even more disappointing. So that means I know for a fact there are some people that do actually follow the podcast, but it's funny that most of you guys don't comment. Why is that? Why do you guys don't comment? Remember I did a Q&A episode that was over 2 months ago, and I didn't get many questions, sadly. Pretty much all the questions were from 5-Tayer. So, it is what it is. Hey, the classic Super Sluggers games, they've gotten quite a bit of views too, so that's great. I did that to promote my sports talk channel. And the main channel, Eric Super Magnificent, did a post. The latest post, it was me promoting Keat Sports News, a 3-hour episode, but that post only got 1 like. And 5-Tayer, if you're listening, I asked you on a previous KSN episode if that was you that clicked like, and you didn't tell me if that was you or not. So, yeah. But but the bottom line is, if I'm enjoying doing it, that's all that matters. Even if I don't get many views, hardly any, I guess I'll just do it on my own. This might sound weird, but I guess I do this for myself. I don't do this for anyone else. I mainly do this for myself. Because I'm not making money on this channel. You know what I'm saying? Just like the main channel, I'm doing it for fun. I'm doing it for myself. But if y'all enjoy what I like, or if y'all enjoy what I put out, that's awesome. That's a win-win for both of us, Alright, you guys understand now. Now let's get to the birthdays. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We got quite a bit of birthdays. This might turn into a 2-hour episode. And I noticed that the birthday segments, they do take quite a bit of time. So, yeah. Alright, belated birthday. First we got happy belated birthday. This is a wrestler. Oleg Aleksandrovich, also known as Vladimir Kozlov. Okay. So, I mentioned before I like watching old wrestling. And over the years, I watched a lot of old wrestling matches and highlights, and I got to know about Vladimir Kozlov. Alright? So, Vladimir Kozlov. Okay, he was born in Ukraine, retired professional wrestler who performed in the WWE from 2006 to 11, winning a tag team championship with Santino Marella. Before fame, he was the 2005 USA Open Heavyweight Sambo champion. Trivia, he played football at Santa Barbara City College and for the Ukrainian national team. Family life, he was born in the Ukrainian Soviet Socialist Republic. Associated with, also an actor, he appeared in Spike Lee's film 25th Hour. So yeah, Kozlov was a professional wrestler in the WWE that he didn't, his career didn't last very long. Oh wow, he's 57 now. Okay, so he is a lot older than I thought. But he's a big dude. 6'5", 295 pounds. So, yeah, that's about it. I can't really give you much on him. I think, oh yeah, I'm looking him up right now. Sometimes I look up their Wikipedia article. I think he faced Undertaker. And didn't he beat Undertaker? That's like one of the biggest upsets of all time. Wow. All right, next we got is Austin Dillon, NASCAR driver. I don't know if he still is, but I just remember his name. So Austin Dillon, stock race car driver.